guys, welcome to day 20. Not in my truck at the moment because I got up a little bit early. Got to do some laundry, get my scrubs cleaned up so that I can wear them tonight. And I'm going to go and make some fried rice. So I'll have a video on how I make fried rice. It's very simple, it's not difficult. But I'll just show you what I put together in order to do that, and let's go do that. Okay guys, well obviously if you're going to make fried rice, you need to have a good starter. So my husband actually made a whole huge pot of rice. He made stir-fry vegetables for the kids for supper. So we're going to have that, and we're going to add some cauliflower rice in it. And then obviously you have to have vegetables, so we're going to put some mixed veggies in there. At the end, I'm going to put in some enoki mushrooms, which we talked about before. We're going to put those in right at the end. This right here I've never used before. Found it at the Asian Mart. It is pea sprouts. I thought that was kind of fun, so here we go. We're going to put some pea sprouts in. We'll do that right at the end as well. And then last, we're also going to put in some regular mung bean sprouts. These are really quite tasty. They're kind of plain actually, to be honest with you, but they taste good when they've got sauce and other flavors on them, and they're a nice little filler vegetable. So we are going to put that together, and then obviously going to put soy sauce on it to make it a stir-fry sauce. So let's do that. Okay guys, so I have a request for information. If any of you guys know what this is or how to fix it, if you would please let me know in the comments section. So for the past couple of months, every time I wash my dress clothes or my scrubs, I think it's the dryer, I don't think it's the washer, they're leaving like a little bit of a white film on some of the clothes. It doesn't do it to my t-shirts, it doesn't do it to my jeans, so I don't know if it's just a dress material thing going on, but I don't know what in the world is causing it, and I don't know what to do to fix it. I'm not sure what that is. It's on the inside of my shirt this time, thankfully. It doesn't brush off, so it's not like it's just like powder, or I don't know what it is. But anyway, if you guys know what this is, if you would please let me know, and how to fix it would be even better. We don't use a dry soap, like a powdered soap, because I thought maybe that's what it was at first, because we had used a powdered soap for some other laundry that we had gotten. And yeah, no, it's not what that is. So I don't know, but please let me know if you know, because it's driving me insane. Thanks. Alright guys, so I made my fried rice, which is good. It's not as great as it would be if you got it at the store, or at the restaurant, because they use oil and probably have eggs in it, and it might have meat in it. Some other things that might be kind of tasty. But for a vegetable fried rice with no oil added, it was really quite good. And so then I made, I showed you guys how much I had left in my other video of making the fried rice, but I had so much that I went ahead and made that sushi roll. I'll show you guys here. Okay guys, so I had enough rice left over, so I decided to make a sushi roll out of it. So let's see how that goes. Okay guys, honestly this is not the best thing that I've ever had, but it's not bad. So I tried it with just a little bit of the sambal ulik, the fresh chili paste, and it was a little bit too spicy for me because I'm a wuss. So then I mixed some soy sauce and a little bit of the sambal ulik in it, and I don't know how that tastes because I haven't tried it yet. So let's give it a try and see how that goes. Ends up with a little bit of flavor and a little bit of soy sauce. We shall see. That was so much better. So plain by itself was okay, not the best thing I've ever had. Some of the sambal ulik on it, it was too spicy for me. But if you mix some of those together and put it in there, and then you eat it, ooh, delicious. You guys should definitely try it out. So anyway, I went ahead and made the sushi roll, and I ended up eating a couple pieces of it. My one daughter ate a piece of it. My husband ate several pieces of it. And it was really good with the extra soy sauce and the hot sauce on it. That was pretty tasty. So, oh my goodness, driving slow. So I did have that, and I also there was a very, very tiny little bowl of my cabbage soup left. So I went ahead and had that. So I'm really not going to be hungry for a while at work, I'm hoping. I have a drink. My husband made me a drink before he left. they actually, it was very weird. So I said goodbye to them while they were leaving, rather than the other way around, because it's always that the boys come and say goodnight to me, and they say goodbye, and I walk out to my truck and I go, and this time they all left, and I left me at home. So my husband took the boys and Samantha to a large outdoor water park from I think the party was from 7:30 to 9:30 at night, which is kind of late for my boys. My two youngest are in bed by 7:30 usually. So anyway, this is the third year actually that they've participated in the library program that in the county that we belong to, where you have to read a certain number of books, which they read all the time anyway, so that's not an issue at all. But then you also have to, there's just little things that you have to, like the parents have to initial that the child has done, or the kid has to write down what it is that follows in that category. Like one of the things was try a new food. And so I made them jjajangmyeon, which is probably not pronounced correctly. I'm sorry if any of you are Korean. You probably could say that much better than that. But anyway, it's a like a black bean. It's a black bean sauce. And I didn't make it anywhere near like what you would make it if you were Korean, but I made it so that it was friendly for the food intolerances and allergies that are in my house. But the boys loved it, so they put that down as their new food that they had to try. And what were some of the other questions? I don't know, there were some other ones, like go on an adventure in your backyard, what did you find? You know, that kind of thing. So another one I think was how many hours did you play outside, or how many for a week, or I don't know, something like that. None of it mattered in terms of if you didn't, like, it's a correct or a wrong answer. That part didn't matter. Just a matter of actually filling it in and completing it. So there was 2 of them that they had to do this year. The previous years, I think they've just had 1 form to fill out, but this year they had 2 separate forms to fill out. They had to do the first one, and then they had to do the second one for, I'm not sure if the second one had questions on it as well, or if it was just reading at that point. But like I said, the boys read a ton all the time. So Anthony takes them to the library every Wednesday, and they, well, Preston gets 5 or 6 books because he's older, so he obviously gets chapter books. And then Connor reads at about the same level as Preston, so he tends to get like maybe 5 or 6 or 7 books as well. So, and then the little one reads about what the other 2 read too, except that he also likes a lot of the younger books still. So like they all 3 like Geronimo Stilton. We've had to tell the younger 2 that they're not allowed to read the zombie chaser books that Preston gets because they're a little gross, and the 2 younger ones were kind of a little bit horrified by them. So they're kids books. They're meant for kids that are 11 years old, 12 years old like Preston is, but just maybe a little bit too much for my 7 and 8 year old. So they're not allowed to read those books. Geronimo Stilton is big. I can't remember. There's one other series of books that they really, really like to read that they bring a bunch home. Preston has read all the Warrior books, the cat one, and there's a bunch of different versions of that. He really, really, really liked that set. But anyway, so like I said, they read all the time. But yeah, so they left to go to a pool party, and I got to give them hugs and say goodnight, and they left out the door. It was the weirdest thing ever. We don't ever do that. It's never that way. It's always that I go to work and they say goodnight and I leave. So I've left home early enough that I'm going to stop at Aldi's, which if you don't have an Aldi's, it is a very strange little grocery store. But they have a lot of gluten-free products there, which is really nice. And they have so mostly they have their own brand. I think they have some name brand things, I think, but anyway, it's just a very small grocery store, but their produce, at least at ours, I've heard other people complain, but at least at our Aldi's, the produce is always really nice and really good condition, and it's cheap. Like, not as cheap as the Asian grocery store, but still really inexpensive compared to like going to Kroger. So you can get like 3, they'll come packaged together. So you get 3 really big zucchini or 3 really big yellow squash, and they're maybe like $1.29, or sometimes they're 99 cents. Their cucumbers are always like 39 cents or 49 cents, something like that, whereas, you know, they're a good price for them is 69 cents at Kroger. But anyway, they don't have a huge variety. They've got, you know, one type of red apple and one type of, sometimes they have green apples, and I don't think they ever have yellow apples, but they do have some generic, I think it's called Millville is their brand, generic, whatever. A long time ago, I made an agreement with the 3 children that are able to eat alternative cereals. I've got 2 kids that have severe food allergies and food intolerances, so they have a very limited diet in terms of what they can eat. But I made an agreement with the other 3 that I was no longer going to buy cereal that had more than 6 grams of sugar per serving, and that every year on their birthday they could pick whatever cereal they want. I don't care how much sugar is in it, and I would get them a box of whatever kind of cereal they wanted. And they all 3 agreed that that was fine. But there's very little cereal that you can buy that has 6 grams of sugar or less. So one of them is the corn checks that they have at, which I'm assuming that corn checks at the regular grocery store, whatever brand that's General Mills, or I think it's probably General Mills, I would assume that they also have a lower amount of sugar. But the box of cereal at Aldi's is usually $1.99, whereas you're doing really good if you get it for 2 for $5 at Kroger. So I just buy it there, and it tastes exactly the same. You couldn't tell the difference. I mean, I don't think you could tell the difference, but so I'm going to stop at the grocery store and get some cereal. That's what that whole big long thing was all about. I'm going to get some cereal. And then if I have time, I would like to stop and get gas before I go into work. I don't know that I'll have time or not, but if I do, that would be helpful, because I do need to get gas. I would prefer to get it tomorrow night, to be honest with you. But I have to be to work early again tomorrow night. Tonight I don't have to clock in until 8:30, whereas tomorrow night I have to be clocked in by 8. So I don't know if I'll have time tomorrow. If I get myself in gear and get out of the house early enough, I would have time to do it tomorrow. So I don't want to make any plans that I then can't follow through on. So I probably will just end up getting gas tonight. I'll probably have time. So that's the extent of my plans for now. So I will catch you guys later. I'll touch base again later, see if there's anything else going on. Maybe I'll show you guys the grocery store when I get there. I mean, it's not like it's anything to look at. It's a little building, and you go in, and it's really weird. You walk in, and there's only one direction that you can go. In order to get a cart, you have to pay a quarter. You get your quarter back, but you have to put a quarter into it, and then the carts come apart. And then in order to get your cart back, you have to bring it back to where the carts are stored, because they don't have anything in the parking lot. They have hardly any employees. So they have maybe 2 cashiers, and then somebody like a manager or something in the store, either cleaning or doing something. It's very low staffing, but they pay really well. I saw a sign up that said that they were hiring for cashiers, and they start at $11.50. So, I mean, that sounds pretty good to me for a cashier. That sounds not too bad. I know my daughter works, and this is her 4th year working as a lifeguard, and she's finally, I think, over $10 an hour. I think. I'm not 100% sure. I think she's over $10 an hour now. So starting out $11.50 sounds like it wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, I'll try and take a quick scan of the store. But like I said, when you first walk in, you go down an aisle, and it's got the cereal, and it's got just random stuff. I mean, it's just weird. It's a really weirdly laid out store. But I really like it. So, I mean, they've got great prices on stuff. And they are the only place that I have found. It's very hard because they have seasonal products, and then you really like something, and then it's gone, and it's not going to be back until the next fall or whatever. And that's so frustrating to me, because if I like something, I want it year round. So I discovered chopped dates that were dusted with oat flour, so they don't stick together, but they're really, really sweet. So I'm not sure exactly where they get their dates or what dates they use, but they're super sweet, but no sugar added to them. Whereas all the other dates I found anywhere either have junk added to the outside, like dextrose or something, and please, like, I'm going to buy added sugar on something that's nature's candy. That's sugar anyway. And then they have, they're not sweet at all, and there's no point in having that many calories in something that's not super sweet. So if I was to eat oatmeal, I would totally choose to put some of those chopped up dates in there, and just have that be it. You don't need brown sugar when you have chopped dates that are sweet. That's awesome. But we do buy dates at Costco, the big, huge medjool dates. But I guess I'm just lazy. Chopping them is really difficult because they stick to the knife really bad. Even when you use hot water on the knife, they still stick, and it's just a lot of work, and I just don't do it. So I'm looking forward to fall time so that I can buy them again. And I told my husband I'm going to buy like a box every week so that I can have one bag a week for the rest of the year after they stop selling them right after Christmas time. That's my goal. We'll see if I actually do that. And then, of course, I don't know where I'm going to store them either. I don't know that I really want to store them in boxes in the garage. That kind of sounds like an invitation to animals to me, and I definitely don't want to do that. So, but we'll see. So I'll be there in a couple of minutes, and I will let you guys take a quick peek at the store in case you don't have one by you. I know that there's a lot of YouTubers that are like super awesome, brave people, and they take their camera in with them or their phone in with them, and they film themselves doing stuff. I'm not at that point yet. So maybe at some point in time I'll take you in with me when I go to the grocery store and do some shopping. Today's not that day. So, talk to you later. Okay guys, so I thought I would show you what it is that I picked up at the store. So here are the boxes of cereal. That's the Millville that I told you about, the corn squares. There's 2 boxes of those. Their sweet and sour Asian sauce is super yummy. I love that stuff. Then there's gluten-free snickerdoodle cookies. I actually bought those for my oldest daughter. She's really enjoys those. And then the pretzels are also for her, which she'll share with some of the other kids, but they're also for her. She really enjoys those pretzels. And that bag is actually a bag of zucchini. They're littler than normal, and they're in a weird bag, but they were really a good price. So that's what I went ahead and got, is some zucchini. A couple of cucumbers, gotta have cucumbers, and an avocado. So there you go. So I guess I would say that if you guys are gluten-free and you haven't been doing all these yet, but you have one somewhere close by, I would definitely try it out, see if you like it. $12.71 for that amount of groceries, considering that a couple of things in there were specialty products being gluten-free. Seems pretty good to me. So anyway, just thought I would show you what I grabbed while I was in the store. And now I am going to go get gas because I do have time, so I might as well just take care of it tonight and not have to worry about it tomorrow. You know guys, I just realized while I was getting gas that hopefully you guys aren't too disappointed in the variety of foods that I've prepared. Obviously, on this type of a diet, you can eat whatever you want, so long as it's rice. I mean, flavor it however you like. Just because I don't put sriracha on stuff doesn't mean that I wouldn't think you guys shouldn't put sriracha on stuff. You know, make it the flavor you like. But I really haven't, I haven't made too many alternative ethnicities, and it's not because of the whole variety is a spice of obesity thing like we talked about yesterday. It's really not that. I don't really love Indian cuisine. I don't really do lots of spicy-ish type stuff, so I guess I'm just kind of plain Jane, and it doesn't really occur to me to make, like, you know, tikka masala or vindaloo or whatever in a vegan version. That's just not something I'm probably going to be doing. But I did figure out that there is an Egyptian meal that I would like to make that I think sounds really good, and I've never tried anything like it. I've never used those type of spices making rice before, so I will try that this week to make it for you guys, make a video. I don't remember what it's called, but I'll definitely label it appropriately so you guys can look it up. And I don't have, the recipe that I looked at doesn't have like measurements of any sort. It's just put some of this in here and put some of this in there and do, so hopefully that'll work out okay. But it basically is it's a rice dish that's got a layer of lentils on it and then a layer of pasta on it, and then you put the sauce over the top of all of that, so it's like a really hearty dish. I might go ahead and do the pasta on top of it, seeing as we use a rice pasta anyway. That might be okay. So, or maybe I won't. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe. I'll definitely make the rice and the sauce to go on it, and it's, like I said, an Egyptian dish that's, I think you guys will like it. It looks like it's delicious. It's got all sorts of spices and stuff in it, so that would be tasty. But hopefully you're not, like I said, you haven't been too disappointed with the fact that I just haven't branched out very far into other ethnicities in terms of making foods and stuff. So I hope that's okay for you guys. But anyway, my gas pump is done. I'm going to go finish getting gas and I'm going to go to work. Well, good morning, everyone. So I'm excited. I bought some stuff for you guys last night. Yeah, I bought it for me, but it's kind of for you-ish. So I bought on Amazon a little plastic ringy thingy that has two little hands in front and it holds your phone. So I'm hoping that I can set that over there and you guys won't have to like look up my nostrils all the time and be like right in my face on top of my steering wheel. That would be super cool. I don't really want one hanging from my my rear view mirror because I've got a cute little elephant that's gray that's been hanging there since I bought the truck in 2007, and he's just hanging out and I don't want to replace him with anything because I like him, although his tail rotted off from the sun a long time ago. Anyway, so I've bought that. Hopefully that will work in the truck. And then I bought two different stands. One that's called a selfie stick, but it's got a tripod on the bottom of it, and it stretches out to like 32 inches or something crazy like that. Don't need that, but, well, maybe, I don't know. But I like the fact that it stands, so I can stand it on the kitchen counter and do the videos for taping stuff. That would be really cool for that application. But I bought the other one that's, it has a thing that opens and closes like it does. Not a clamp that opens and closes. It literally opens and closes, and it's supposed to open up far enough, I think, that I can attach it to my kitchen countertop. Ooh, lightning. And then from that, it's got a wiry thingy that does this, and so you can angle it in whatever direction you want. So I was thinking if I could do that, maybe that would be really slick, because I could then bring the phone over to show you something, or the camera, because it holds either, to show you something and then put it back. And it also swivels. So I thought I would try those two and see if I needed both, or if I could get away with just one of them, in which case I'll return the other one. And then I bought a light that goes on the top of the phone, and it's like this little round circle. It's not that I'm not technologically savvy, I just don't look at this kind of stuff very much, so I had no idea that they had these cute little round light things. It's just a LED that charges and plugs in and stuff, and it just sits over the top of your phone around your camera, so that you can like video at night. So like yesterday morning when I was videoing at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:15 in the morning, and it was dark, you can't even see me. Oh, there's a puppy crossing the street. That's a horrible idea. Puppy, go back in the grass. Anyway, so there was just more lightning again. So I guess we're gonna have a storm. Anyway, so I bought those things, got them on Amazon. It said free 1-day shipping. I know I'm a Prime member, but it's usually 2-day shipping, so I don't know. I'll get them sometime between, today is Sunday morning, I'll get them sometime between today and Tuesday. Who knows, whatever. But when I do get them, I thought that would be kind of neat, so I'm very excited about it though, especially having something to put my phone a little bit further away from my face in the truck. But, and then having something in the kitchen would be really handy, because I have to tell you guys, this is pretty darn not classy, I have to say. In the kitchen, in order to have you guys at the right height for when I'm trying to cook or do something, I have stuck you in the door to the microwave and tried to balance my phone in there, and I did that. I have leaned you up against a pot and a 2-liter of diet root beer. That was a little precarious. That one worried me a lot, actually. I have, oh man, lots of lightning. I have more often than not had to buy a new griddle, one of those really big flat griddles, because ours, I don't know, something electronic went wrong in the inside, and it started making all sorts of smelly, smoky smell, and it was not good. So we just bought it. They're cheap, they're like 20 bucks at Kroger, so no big deal. So we had a new one of those, and my husband hadn't opened it yet, because he hadn't had the need for it yet. So I had it was sitting on the kitchen counter while we'd gotten a box from Amazon, which I don't remember what was in it, but anyway, and so that was sitting on top of it, but it was empty. And then I have an old video camcorder type thing that I was playing with to see if it would be at all functional. It's not, by the way. It still has the tapes that rewind and go forward, and no, not so much. So Anyway, that's sitting on top of that box because I've just been lazy and not taking it back upstairs to put it back in the closet, which I really just need to get rid of it. I should just put it on eBay or something. Anybody who likes it. It's not an antique, but it's kind of an antique in terms of electronics. Maybe somebody would want it. I don't know. If you guys want it, let me know. Send me a comment in the comment section and let me know that you're interested in that kind of stuff, and I'll look it up and see how much it's worth. It's probably not worth much. Anyway, so that sits on top of the box, and then my phone rests up against it, and it can kind of sit at an angle so that I can get a little bit better angle. But guys, that's pretty awful. I have to admit, in today's world with the technology that we have and the selfie sticks and all the other stuff that is available, that's pretty bad. I do have a tripod, but it fits my massive DSLR camera. Actually, I have two tripods, neither of which would work on my phone. So, anyway, I'm excited about both of those, though. So we'll see when they come, and hopefully things will be a little bit better in terms of being able to flip you guys around so that I can talk to you and I can show you what I'm doing at the same, well, not at the same time, but in the same video clip, rather than having to stop the video and restarting it and all that good stuff. So anyway, that stuff should be coming soon. I'm really excited. So I'll let you guys see it when it comes, and maybe I'll play with it a little bit on camera and let you guys check it out. So something I didn't know, Amazon has a program that they have, it's called Amazon Giveaways, and it's kind of a neat little program for people that have online businesses to reward people for watching them and that kind of stuff. Obviously, I've now spent like $55 on camera equipment that I didn't need to spend, other than I kind of do need it. Made a zero off of YouTube, which I expect to be the case for probably a couple years. You know, I mean, I don't know. You don't get rich on YouTube. That's not why you do YouTube. Do YouTube to share information and to have a good time, not to get rich by any means. But I'm not really sure that maybe sometime in the future I'll do a giveaway on Amazon, because that is a lot of fun to me. Like the camera light thing that I bought is one of the options for a giveaway. And I thought that was kind of neat, that I didn't know such a thing existed, and it's pretty cool, and maybe that would be very handy, and maybe somebody else would think that would be very cool and very handy. I don't know. But that is all I have to report. But I did that last night. We're kind of slow at work right now. Our census is pretty low, but that's not a big surprise. The census gets low in the summertime. We'll get down on a Saturday or Sunday to around maybe 120 patients, so we slow down quite a bit comparatively speaking to the winter time. We're not a huge hospital though either. We're only rated for 240 beds, so it's not like, oh my gosh, we've only got so many people. Did you guys see that? Did you see the lightning out the window? There's no rain, and it's relatively bright out, but oh, there's the thunder. Huh. Well, I'm gonna just tootle on home before I get soaked, and chances are pretty likely that by the time I get home I'm going to be getting wet when I get out of the truck, but yeah, so be it. Towel myself off and go to bed. So I didn't talk to you guys last night after I had the stir fry. It was really good. It was actually, I think it's the enoki mushrooms. Seriously, guys, they're weird. They're really cool. So you don't need to cook them for very long because they turned into just little strandy thingies. But I think they're like creamy. So everything that I've put them in so far that's been a rice dish has turned out creamy, which is really weird because fried rice you wouldn't think of as creamy, but it really was. It really had a nice texture to it that was almost kind of silky and creamy, and I really think it's the enoki mushrooms. I don't know, but it was very flavorful. I had a little packet of gluten-free soy sauce that we had left over from eating at Payway one time. We eat at Payway probably like maybe 4 or 5 times a year, something like that, and that's it. We don't eat out at any other restaurants. That's the only restaurant that we eat out at because it's the only restaurant that I can find food that 2 of my kids can eat without worrying about additives and spices and that kind of stuff that they cannot have, period, can't have. So we eat at Payway like once every couple of months. Anyway, we had an extra little packet in the refrigerator. We had 2. And so I took one of them with me and I put that on there because the soy sauce that I use at home is 50% less sodium, which is good. But it needed just a little bit more salt, which is kind of crazy because I don't ever put salt on my food at all. I know I've told you guys that. I just don't salt my food. But I do like soy sauce. And then I do, what else is salty? What's really salty? If I could eat them, I would eat pretzels. I really like pretzels. And those are usually pretty salty. The gluten-free pretzels that I showed you last night, I would eat those. I do like those. I cannot tolerate potato chips any longer. They're just too greasy for me. It just, ugh. I can't stand the mouthfeel, the fattiness. I don't like the flavor. They're way too salty. So the exception to that is I do buy lentil chips for my boys. And the girls eat them sometimes too, but specifically for them because they can have those with their allergies. Those are pretty light and fluffy and not really dense with fat or salt. So I do like those, but I can't think of anything else that's super salty right now except for the soy sauce, I guess. And I do like that, but I don't put it on anything except like stir fry or sushi rolls. So it's not like I'm going out of my way to find a way to put soy sauce on food. I don't know, guys. Anyway, I don't think there was a point to that, by the way. No, I don't think so. I'm probably kind of tired, so I'm probably just gonna let you guys go now before I ramble for the next like 10 minutes drive home and you're like, just stop talking. There's more lightning behind me. So anyway, have a great day. Hope wherever you are, you're getting rain if you want the rain, and I hope you're staying dry if you want it to be dry. That's just the way life should be. If you need some rain in your area, I hope you get some, and if you've had enough rain and you'd like to get outside and work in your yard, I hope it's dry for you. So you guys take care, and I will talk to you again tonight.